Hey everyone! Subscribe to the channel and comment down below saying I subscribe to enter this month's shoutout giveaway, where we shout out one lucky person every month who subscribes and comments saying I subscribed. Now, let's get on with the video. Lately, I've been making a lot of Gold Digger and Roblox videos, and I thought, why not one more for the bucks? This might not be my last Roblox Gold Digger video, but let's just say that I have some other video ideas that I can't wait to get to you. So I decided to make 8 people who got caught gold digging in Roblox. Now, the first gold digger I found in Roblox actually comes from Megan Plays, who just recently hit 1 million subscribers. Congrats, Megan! And this video starts out with Megan and Honey in the mansion just doing their normal thing. Megan thinks it'll be a good idea to get Honey a brother. So what they do is they head out to the adoption center pretty late at night, actually, in Roblox, and they go ahead and pick a pet. Megan ends up getting a super legendary parrot pet. Now, the reasoning for getting these pets is because Megan thinks that Honey has been pretty lonely ever since she started dating Darren. And she just wanted Honey to have some company, so she got another pet named Polly. You know, they come home with Polly and everything is great and fabulous. Nothing bad is happening, you know, she's just doing her daily things, and all of a sudden her boyfriend, quote-unquote boyfriend, Darren comes over and they go on a date. Megan notices that Darren is acting super duper weird and just anxious throughout the date. And then Darren has the idea of going ice skating, but neither of them have their ice skates. So he goes back and gets ice skates for them. Megan then gets a concerning phone call from Darren, saying that Polly has gone missing and Darren is about to report it to the police. But when Megan comes home, turns out that Darren is actually the one who stole Polly, and he is planning to sell Polly to make $1 million in Roblox. Megan quickly runs out and finds Darren, and she finds him at the top of the big red bridge that is in the Adopt Me game. She chases him for a little bit but is unsuccessful, and he flies away on a hang glider. Her and Honey stop to talk on the bridge for a little bit, and Darren automatically kind of just falls out of the sky out of nowhere. Kind of weird. Megan then gives him one final karate chop and she retrieves Polly from him. So Megan gets Polly back and she is officially done with Darren. I know that this is a roleplay type of video, but I thought it was just pretty interesting and I wanted to share it. But that seems like a pretty interesting situation, don't you think? The second gold digger comes from Poke. Once again, guys, we got some real slim pickings over here. But in this video, Poke gets a rather interesting email from a fan or a viewer saying that they think that their girlfriend is a gold digger and only wants them for their money. So Poke devises this whole plan just to try to catch this girl in the act. First, Poke does some recon by, watching them kind of creepily through the window of the house, of them just having a regular conversation. Michael and Jenny, I think the girl's name was, them just having a regular conversation, and Jenny admitting that she really is only dating Michael for the money. Well, kind of. So Poke gets his editor, Paul, to be another account named Luke Fletcher on Roblox to try and get to see if Jenny will leave Michael to go for the fake account. Poke follows them around and everything, and Michael and Jenny pretend to go on a date, and Poke follows them, and turns out Luke Fletcher, the fake account, is there at the mall or out in the city in Bloxburg. And, he's having like a conversation with the two, and Jenny kind of weirdly leaves Michael right after the fake account is talking to her, saying that he has a big mansion with lots and lots of money. She said that she's gonna go pee. Well, I don't really think it takes that long to pee, but okay. So Jenny meets up with the fake account, Luke Fletcher, and tries to get him to show her his big mansion. And then Poke brings Michael over into a room that has a secret window that they can watch the whole conversation go down in. Once Poke and Michael get there, they go into the room with the secret window and they wait for the fake account, Luke Fletcher, and Jenny to come into the house. They eventually come and they sit down in, I think it is the bedroom, and talk a bit. And that's when Poke opens the fake window and can watch their whole conversation. At this point, Jenny is looking rather guilty, kind of looking like a gold digger, and, talking to Luke about all the money in the house and how expensive everything is inside the house. And then finally, Luke Fletcher asks this one question: who was that guy you were with earlier? And Jenny is just like, which guy? Meaning she is probably scamming multiple guys out of money or items, which is what I assume a gold digger does. So Luke and Jenny talk for a little longer, but then Poke and Michael decide to bust Jenny for the gold digger that she is. And then the two end up breaking up at the end of the video. So that was pretty weird. I don't know. It's just, I always feel weird talking about online dating because I don't think online dating should be a thing within Roblox. And online dating is practically illegal on Roblox. Like, you can get into some real trouble. You can even get your account banned for online dating. So I don't suggest to you guys online date like at all in Roblox. The third gold digger comes from Preston Mobile. Hey, we found a new one, everybody. Yeah. And I'm assuming that this is Preston's second or maybe third channel, because I used to watch Preston before when he used to do Minecraft vids all the way back in the SMP days. I'm pretty sure he was at some point in Cube SMP, not 100% sure. But I do know that this is not his main channel. So the video starts with Preston just chilling out in his home with a bunch of other people. He says that he hasn't played Roblox in a really long time, and judging by his account, I don't think he has. He notices that someone in the chat is saying that they only want rich people to come out and hang out with them. Preston gets intrigued and he heads on over to her house, and he finds this sign that says, you have to pay to get into the house, first of all, and that she only wants millionaires or rich people to go into her house. And this is basically just one of those houses that some people set up that say only rich people can come in, and then inside it's a bunch of fees to, use everything. So there's just like a bunch of stuff in there, like weird things that like you had to like pay to sit down at the table, you had to pay to get a drink, you had to pay to do all of this. In reality, you don't have to pay her anything, to be completely honest. All you really have to do is just use things and then log out of the game and then never pay her. I mean, that's kind of scummy, but it's kind of just like you're charging me money to just use normal household things. I don't think that's cool, dude. So, but Preston goes around our house and he looks at stuff and he's pretty like shocked at like how much like she's making him actually pay to use just weird things. And she did say that he couldn't go upstairs at some point because, I don't know, I guess she just didn't want him to go upstairs. Eventually, Tammy does let Preston go upstairs, and he's greeted with some really weird things. Now, she said it was probably a VIP area, but he goes into the different rooms and they don't look VIP at all. They look kind of gross. But she says you have to find the hidden VIP room to make it worth it, but there really isn't any hidden VIP room. It's pretty much just a box where she makes people pay her, which is weird. I don't know. Yeah. Preston ends up paying her all the money that he has, which is like $11,000, which really proves that he really isn't rich in Roblox and that he hasn't played the game in a while. She makes fun of him for being poor, but he eventually gets out because she kicks him out, and no, he just leaves, and the video just kind of ends there. So the fourth gold digger actually comes from Hyper. Where were all these people when I was making these videos a couple weeks ago? In this video, Hyper, aka Dylan, says that someone tweeted at him saying that a gold digger was selling her house. Now, this is pretty weird since in a previous video, this same girl was actually being a gold digger, calling everybody poor, just being really, really, really rude. He goes on her profile and sees that she is actually in-game right now in Bloxburg. Dylan gets online and looks for the house, and he sees one that looks pretty similar to the picture that he saw on Twitter. Turns out that Diana is actually selling her house, and she has given up her gold digger ways, apparently. So she gives Dylan a whole house tour. Everything is looking pretty cool. It's a little bit too good to be true. I mean, the house looks really nice. Everything is decorated lovely. It's kind of like an old-timey type of fashion, like a very, like, it's not modern. It's very traditional, that the type of fashion that the house is built in, which is actually the type of the house that I like. I don't really like a lot of modern. I like more traditional houses. So everything kind of goes well, and Dylan actually ends up buying the house, and Dina gives him permissions and a budget of like $100,000, and that's a lot of money. Towards the end of the house tour, Dina actually discovers that she forgot to show him one room, which is a home office, which is a pretty big home office. So Dylan looks at it, says it's great, and then Dina leaves him alone to explore the house on his own. Dylan finds something pretty weird in the office. It's a hidden door, and in that hidden door is just an empty room. And it looks like the floor is maybe lifted up a little bit. And when Dylan walks on that part of the floor, he actually discovers that there is a hidden staircase. And then he sees that there's just a long hallway at the end of the staircase with one room, with a lamp and a seat in it. He goes inside, and then it turns out that Diana locks him in, and it says that he just bought a house from a gold digger, and she takes away all of his perms and says it was an easy $75K. And then she says that maybe she'll let him out for another $25K, but she ends up just getting bored and leaving him there, and then Dylan just logs out, being scammed out of $75,000. I mean, this kind of just goes to show, once a gold digger, always a gold digger. You can never trust a gold digger. The fifth gold digger comes from Ant. So in this video, Ant has this plan to trap a gold digger in a old factory. So what he does is he has this big old factory on a different account. Or maybe it's just his main account and he made himself look not like his usual OC does. But pretty quickly, he finds a person who wants, money. People saying in chat, oh, hey, I need money just really quickly. Thank you. And yeah, this girl comes up and she automatically wants money that Ant has, or apparently has, or I don't know, the factory funds, I don't know. So, he brings her into the factory and she's looking around and everything. She's questioning whether or not he's actually like rich or has money. And he keeps saying, yeah, no, I do. I'm just, reopening like this factory. As she's looking through the factory, she comes across this room that has a code pad on it. And there are 3 different rooms off of that main room, which looks like an office. There's one room that looks pretty open, but it really has nothing in it. There's another room that is hidden, but doesn't, once again, has nothing in it, really. And then there is a third room that is the actual room. So the gold digger goes through all the rooms, not finding anything, but then she gets to the final third room, and, she assumes that's where, the funds are, and then Ant says, oh, they're all yours, you can have them, and then she jumps into this little circular tank that he has, and he traps her in it. And that's basically the whole video. He basically just traps a gold digger. Like, he catches someone in chat being a gold digger, then he traps one. The 6th gold digger comes from the channel Jeremy. So basically in this video, this gold digger goes around telling people that Roblox is shutting down in 2020 and that she needs all the neon pets in Adopt Me. Now, if you guys didn't know, neon pets are really hard to come by and they're really hard to get. I'm pretty sure you may be able to buy them if you, have Robux, or maybe it's just a luck thing. I'm not 100% sure on how the pets thing works in Adopt Me. I have just started playing myself, but Jeremy basically just goes around showing everybody his cool neon pets because he has a lot of them. I think he maybe have all of them. I'm not too sure if there's more than, there might be the dog neon pet, but I'm not sure. But he has the unicorn, which I think is the cutest and I want to get. The giraffe and then the cat. I don't know if that is all of the neon pets. That might be just all that he has. I'm not 100% sure. But basically, this girl is trying to go around and scaring people, saying that Roblox is shutting down in 2020 and that she just needs all the neon pets in the game. For some reason, that'll complete her life, having all the neon pets. I don't know why, but it will. And he honestly just tells her to stop being a gold digger and stop asking people and saying you're lying, like Roblox isn't shutting down in 2020. Like, what are you talking about? And then for the rest of the video, he continues to go in and tries to get a big stroller, like a big legendary stroller from the crates, I believe. They're like presents, but I'm gonna call them crates because it's just easier. But yeah, Jeremy does end up giving the gold digger a lemonade stand because she was complaining about how she doesn't have any money. So he does give her a lemonade stand so she can go ahead and make money on her own. But that's about all he gives her. He doesn't really give her anything. And the video kind of ends after he is opening some crates. So yeah, that's the video. Gold digger number 7 comes from Hyper Dylan again, and I found this one pretty interesting, so I'm going to show you a video from him again. So in this video, Dylan finds out that there is a party being thrown by Molly Basket Rabbit, who is a known gold digger in his videos and also in Ant's videos, I believe. So he finds out that she is throwing a party and he wants to be invited, but actually she's not going to invite him. She actually blocks him and kicks him off her plot, and then he is just like, what's going on? What the heck? So he decides to get onto an alt account and find out what is happening. So he gets onto his alt account, which so happens to be a quote-unquote gold digger account where like his character looks rich and looks like a gold digger kind of. So he drives on over to Molly's plot, and she actually invites him over to the party because she doesn't recognize his alt account. And Molly offers to get him in on something really cool. She asks him if he wants to make a lot of money, and he says, oh yeah, of course, because he just wants to be invited into the party. She tells him to come over later that night, and he does. So skipping over to later that night, he goes right over to Molly's plot again, and is quickly invited inside. He dances around with some other people that are in there. Again, there are only 3 other girls. And finds out that Molly is going to give a speech. When Molly does come down and give a speech, she says that her and her sister Maddie are creating a camp for gold diggers where she would teach other girls how to become gold diggers. And the people invited to that party will be the first people to be in this camp. But I actually did cover that camp in a video that I did before in somebody else's. This is just, Dylan's video is basically just that this is what happened to form the camp, basically. And the video continues on. Dylan makes an excuse that he has to go to the bathroom, and then he goes up to the bathroom. He then is freaked out by the information and just tries to flee the house. He finds a sliding glass door right open and just runs out, and that's where the video ends. And the final gold digger, which is gold digger number 8, comes from Ant again. So this one is a little bit different. It's kind of a cursed video and also a gold digger situation. So he finds this gold digger outside of his house, and this gold digger is really just trying to ask for money because, you know, like, oh, star creator, I want money, like, give me money, you must be rich. And he's on his main account at this point. And it's really, really, really weird because all she's really asking for is money. Like, she's being like, really, like, money, 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 money. Like, that's really all she's saying in the chat is, like, just to give her money. So Ant decides that he's going to, you know, switch onto an alt account and figure out what's going on. So he switches onto an alt account, which makes him look like a noob. And he literally, like, finds her in-game at her house, which is a weird-looking house. The lighting is really weird. It's kind of glitchy. And she says, hey, come into my house because, like, you're rich. He literally just introduced himself because on the account, his name is Rich, but she thinks that because his name is Rich, that he must be rich. I don't know. It's really weird. So they go into the house, but he has to pay, like, an entrance fee of, like, she really didn't give, like, a number, but she just said you have to pay an entrance fee. So he paid $100. They went in, and it's such a weird room. Like, there are candles floating everywhere inside of this room, and it's really, really weird. And there are multiple rooms throughout this house that are even weirder. And they travel a little bit through the house, and then he decides to leave. And inside the house, this girl is completely fine, but inside, she's completely strange. She keeps asking for money, more and more and more money. You know, the next room, she says that he has to pay $1,000 to get into. And it's really just strange. And as they keep going and going and going, he's having to pay more and more money. And they get to the basement at some point, and in the basement she says that he has to pay her $50,000 in order to hear her secret plans. And he can't pay her $50,000 because, well, one, he had it at the time, but Bloxburg is literally telling him, no, you cannot, like, you cannot send this money. So he doesn't send the money, but she says, okay, well, I'll tell you anyways, or more of like, just sign a contract and then I'll tell you. So he did, or he just said okay, and then she was like, okay, that's a contract. Apparently that's a contract. It's weirdest contract I've ever seen, honestly. But after that, she tells him her secret plans to take over Bloxburg by this cursed house or something, and it's really, really strange. And as they go deeper and deeper into the basement in the house, they come to a really weird place where there is this wall, and in order to get into this next room, he has to sit in chairs. Like, you can't stand in this room, you can only sit. And if you stand in the room, you get booted out of the room. And he comes to this void thing that's really weird, and she really freaks out and just freaks out. And then she like just vanishes and the house is gone. So it's like, okay, she must have logged out or something, but that's a really strange gold digger video. I've never really seen anything like that. It was like really refreshing. It was one of those overly complicated things, and I'm assuming it was pre-planned or staged, but it was just an interesting video to watch just in general. I've never really watched any of the cursed things on YouTube because I really thought that they were scary, and I don't do well with scary things. I don't do well with jump scares. I can't do them, which is why I don't usually play a lot of horror games, but this was interesting. I liked the spin on a cursed gold digger. But guys, that'll be it from me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe and comment down below to be entered into the shout-out giveaway that we have each month, and you will be shouted out at the end of each month. Now, I started this channel kind of into August, like way into August, so I will be shouting out the next person actually in September. The first person will be shouted out in September because it has not been a full month since I started to upload onto this channel. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to also like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.